They were warned. They were warned about the path they were taking. They were warned that they were far too reliant on Russian energy. I remember Trump warning them during a speech, and they were, the German contingent there, I think it was at the UN, was sitting there snickering like schoolgirls instead of actually heeding the warning. They were told and they've ignored it, and it would be absolutely absurd for us to ignore what's happening in Germany at the moment, Nick.
It would. And, I made the point in the column. It's now 12 years since Angela Merkel mysteriously, well, actually under green pressure, said we're going to phase out our nuclear plants. So they've had 12 years to work out how to power their electricity grid without nuclear, without using coal, without using gas. And these are the German engineers, the same German engineers that gave you Vorsprung durch Technik. They are the best in the world, and they can't work it out. And the country is suffering as a result. They've just reopened 8 coal mines in the last 2 years, would you believe, because it's cheaper than getting gas in from overseas. They actually knocked down 1 wind farm to dig up some coal. That's telling you something, isn't it? But, somehow Chris Bowen, he was in Germany last year. He didn't spot any of this, apparently. He just thinks Germany is the great vision of the future we have to follow. Dream on, Mr Bowen, dream on.
Well, we're hearing that the coalition is wargaming the possibility of an early election as the Prime Minister it prepares to fight on energy as a major issue. Dutton's gaining. Recent news poll, two-party preferred, it was 50-50. The Libs' primary vote had gone up. And the Australian reveals that Anthony Albanese is going to use even higher carbon emission targets to fight the coalition. Do you see that as a winning strategy, Nick? Because much of the media is already attacking Peter Dutton for restarting the climate wars, as they call it. We've got elements of the business sector also campaigning for what they call certainty. Can Dutton's strategy work if he has the media and big business against him?
Look, what they're trying to do, what business and Labor, and I think of those as one block these days, what they are trying to do is return to the debate of, oh, you're a climate denier. Now, that debate ended the moment that the coalition signed up for zero 2050, for better or worse, right? Now it's all about how you get there and how expensive it is. And people know. This is a distraction from Labor. Let's make this about the climate wars again, so that nobody sort of asks awkward questions like, what happened to that $275 that you promised you were going to take off my electricity bill? Your Labor is just desperate on this. And it won't work, Rita, because most people in Australia, as we know, if you do a survey on this, actual climate change and zero emissions is way down their list of concerns right now, way down. And I think it's a recipe for losing, because I think we're going to see the same trend that we have here in Europe, that people are just going to switch away from green parties and say, well, you're off with the fairies, we're not going there with you. We're just not going there.